If you know much about Mexico, then you've almost certainly heard about the Pueblos Mágicos. There are these certain towns that have like historical and cultural heritage significance. And all of them that I've been to look kind of like this, where they have those white walls with the red at the bottom. Really, really pretty. But this town here, Patzcuaro, is extra special. Patzcuaro is a little town that is very near what was the center and the capital of the Purépecha Empire. The Purépecha weren't really an empire the way the Aztecs were, but they were a tribe of over 1 million people. So it's a massive, massive nation of people. And the capital of that nation is Tzintzuntzan. That's right near here. It has like pyramids and constructions. It's really gorgeous. But when the Spanish arrived, there was a bishop that came here, Don Vasco de Quiroga. He's still today remembered with affection, which is really unique. Most of the Spanish conquistadores, even the church people, the Franciscans, are not remembered with affection, but he is. Let's go over to the plaza here, La Plaza de Don Vasco, and I'll tell you why. Before we head over to the plaza, I just wanted to show you some things around at the town first. So like I was saying, this is a super typical look for a lot of different Pueblos Mágicos. They definitely feel like a throwback in time, and I love the colors. I think putting in normal marketing signs in towns like this is not allowed, and so I love how everything is kind of like standardized and painted on the walls. It's just such a pretty character. Of course, there's a lot of really beautiful colonial architecture, so fun to see. The arches. I'm all about color, and these colors are so pretty, especially with the brickwork. If you're walking around the Pueblos Mágicos, you should peek into every door you can find. I mean, don't be intrusive, but you'll see lots of little pretty places like this. Here in Pátzcuaro, you'll see lots of wood that's kind of eaten a little bit by termites, but like way in the past. It was typical to make wooden homes back in the day here. They call them trojes. And then the modern thing when those homes are destroyed is to reclaim all of the wood and use it. It adds this beautiful character. Of course, everywhere in Mexico, you're gonna see all kinds of delicious things on the street. So this is atole de grano. Atole is kind of like a sweet hot drink, but it's nothing like hot chocolate. It's just really, really tasty. If you see it, you should definitely give it a go. Another thing Pátzcuaro is known for is ice cream, but it's nothing like the ice cream you've had in Western countries. You can tell in part just when you look at the flavors. So you've probably never seen ice cream with the flavor pasta or mame or tequila. Honestly, you can't go wrong. They're all super tasty, so take your pick. As you can see, this town is absolutely gorgeous. It's just steeped in charm. This plaza is beautiful. Right behind me there is the statue of Don Vasco de Quiroga. As a bishop, he arrived here to oversee this area, but he really valued and brought up the native culture. And so the center of his whole idea was this really utopian type of community where education and artisanal crafts were valued. And still today, this area is covered with little towns that do their own artisanal crafts, and that's kind of their jam. There's a town nearby that just makes mass amounts of copper works. Another town that just makes catrinas. Another town that just does wooden furniture out of pine. They do these beautiful carvings in the furniture. It's a really, really fantastic area to come and see. But where we're headed next is the island of Janitzio, which is also very special for a totally different reason. It's right here in town, about a 10-minute drive from where I'm standing right now at the main plaza, and it's really known for two things. The first thing that it's definitely more well known for is Dia de los Muertos. So when we get there, we're going to talk about that a little bit. It's this beautiful cultural event that I really look forward to going to when I have the chance to come back in October. And the other is this massive statue of Jose Maria Morelos, who's one of the fathers of independence here in Mexico. So if you have the chance to come and visit Mexico, absolutely you should try to go and see if there are any Pueblos Mágicos in your area. But on a whole nother level up, if you have the chance to come to Pátzcuaro, in my book, this is like the Pueblo Mágico of Pueblos Mágicos. All of that said, let's head out to Janitzio. Before we head to Janitzio, it's really fun to show you some things around the plaza. So here in Pátzcuaro, you'll definitely see lots of local handcrafts and lots of Mexican candy, so delicious. If you make it to Patzcuaro, this is definitely where I recommend you eat. El Patio, it is so good. And you can see inside here, it's really, really beautiful. They have lots of dishes that are kind of like a throwback to Purépecha culture. Super delicious, super fun place. And if you're lucky, of course, the main plaza is where you'll see cultural events. So while we were here, I don't know exactly what they're celebrating, but clearly they're carrying like some representation of Mary, which makes sense, a super Catholic country in Mexico. And then traditional dance, something around painting the bowls, just really, really pretty handcrafts, pretty dresses, fun to see something cultural. We were just looking for a place to have coffee, and so we wandered into Casa Musi in the corner of the main plaza. And it is so beautiful inside. It was opened by Lebanese immigrants, so there's kind of this mixture of cultures, and it's all an homage to like the past. And so a lot of these things are just so beautiful and well put together. Here we are, we've arrived to the docks here in Patzcuaro. We're gonna head out to the Isla Janitzio. You can see right here at the docks, everything's kind of like a big market of different handcrafts and things like that. It's pretty awesome actually, but that's where we're headed. We're gonna grab one of these boats. We're gonna be headed out there to that island, Janitzio. It's like the absolute center of Dia de los Muertos. It's gonna be rad. Oh my gosh, this dog is so adorable, and it's just the first one of many dogs that are coming up here on the island. Of course, along with the handcrafts, there's people selling Mexican candy, some of the best candy in the world. If you get a chance to go, you absolutely must try some. Didn't see this coming at all, but it's super fun. Live music on the boat, and there were people selling ice cream and all kinds of things. Really fun. On the boat trip out, you can see the country here is so beautiful. It's this high mountain valley, so there's all these really beautiful rolling green mountains. The lake in recent years is super low, so it's kind of like swampy looking around the outer edges. So pretty. And out here you can see we're approaching the island Janitzio. Of course, one of the really common professions in this area is fishing. So as you get close, there's this group of fishermen that come out, and they kind of like put on a little show and show you how they fish in this lake. In just a couple minutes, I'll show you the traditional food that they catch. the Subida Corta al Monumento. This is like the short way to ascend up to the monument on the top of the hill. We had a relatively young and able group, and I'll tell you, it doesn't feel that short. And it's not so bad. It's definitely fun, and all the bright colors make it not boring at all. So this is the typical fish they catch in this area. They call them charales. And when they're fried like this, they're like super salty and crunchy, delicious little bites. So many cute doggies. Oh my gosh, I love it. So we've made it to the island of Janitzio. Right here we're taking the short route up to the monument to just go up to the top. But this island is known for a few things. It was one of the places that's kind of the center of the Purépecha culture. And one of the reasons is that specifically this island is the original place of the Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. You may have seen the James Bond film with like the parade and all the whatever. None of that is real. So this is 100% fake. But on the other hand, if you've seen the movie Coco and you have any idea what you were looking at, then you know the Dia de los Muertos is a very family type of event. It's like you go to the cemetery and it's the day of the year when the veil between the spirit world and the real world is the thinnest. And so your ancestors come and visit. So you go to their gravestones, they come and visit, you bring their favorite foods and drinks. It's a beautiful experience. I really look forward to doing it someday. It's something I've never been able to do because as teachers, October is a terrible time to take a vacation. But I super look forward to it. That's part of what I'm trying to do with this whole venture. If you'd like to support it, check out below. I got my Patreon listed. And someday when I get the chance, I will definitely come back and be doing Dia de los Muertos. The other thing Janitzio is famous for is the statue of Morelos on top, and that's what we're headed to right now. Morelos is one of the most famous independence fighters. And you can see the whole like subida, the way up right here is all just like market stalls, but it's really pretty and fun, kind of chaotic, but great. Let's go check out the monument to Morelos. The painting on the left here is, of course, what Janitzio used to look like a long time ago. And on the right, this is one of the traditional dances in the area, El Baile de los Viejitos. It's super, super fun, and you should count yourself lucky if you get a chance to see it. I didn't expect any of this, but it makes total sense. There's this little plaza up here with all kinds of things like drinks and food and people dancing. Really, really cool. This is fun. Right up here at the monument at the top of the island of Janitzio. So as we were first walking into this little plaza on the top, you hear the click-clacking of the wood against the pavement. That right there is a sure sign that the Baile de los Viejitos is going on. It's super fun, so I headed back that direction. And you can see, like, it's a legit cool dance, but it's also just kind of this funny little comic thing. I love it, super fun. And over here you can see the dancers are not so viejito, taking a little rest before I'm sure they go out for the next show. When you go inside to ascend the monument, I didn't know this before, but it's a legit museum. And so it's covered with all of these murals that tell the story of the life of Jose Maria Morelos. Super interesting, and it's nice to have something to look at while you climb all those stairs. Make sure you watch your head on stuff like this. And it's kind of fun from this vantage point. You can see I'm at the height of his nose and mouth, and you get some really, really pretty views over the surrounding countryside. Interesting that from way up here, one of the things you can see is that all of that used to actually be lake. My understanding is it's all the avocado and mango farming that's draining the lake. Like a massive percentage of the world's avocados come from Mexico. But there's a cost. It eats up a lot of water. I'm sure now the land is used as farmland and stuff like that. It's probably super fertile, but it's definitely interesting to see that the lake is drying up. And here we are, we made it back to shore. Well, Patzcuaro and Janitzio is a beautiful and awesome day trip, especially at the right time of the year. I think it could be super cultural, really, really fun thing to do. But for my money, it doesn't have the beauty of Morelia. If you'd like to see what Morelia is like, check out the video here.